Alright, Schlockmeister fans, an oldie here. 1934's Maniac. Let's check it out. We've got ourselves a scientist. A mad scientist.
My dear Maxwell, I'm ready to try my experiment on a human. Yes? In the morgue, there is a lethal gas.
He wants to bring dead bodies back to life. Can he do it?
Who will find a way for me to work without detection? It is your chance to show me your gratitude for my generosity and protection. The time has come when you can repay me for what I have done. It's horrible, I tell you. Working on the dead. Trying to bring back life. It's not natural.
So he goes to find a body. The guy is like a former vaudevillian, so he's able to act, mimic.
Maria Altura, 24, suicide. Carbon monoxide gas, not clean.
You say the corpse of the young woman has been stolen?
Yes, the two have me puzzled. Why, Mike thought I took it.
I'd have sworn it was the coroner himself. Not from the morgue. They've got the streets. I don't care where you get it. From the morgue, from the streets, the undertaker. Get one!
Things don't work out well. He was supposed to get a heart, apparently.
Coward! The heart should be in your body.
So they argue.
And will live
He
again.
gives him a gun and says,
Only
"Shoot yourself."
think of it. You will live.
But he doesn't.
You will live.
But he does shoot. The doctor. So now he's got a dead scientist to deal with.
Nothing to bring him back. I better hide him.
He decides to impersonate the doctor instead. With his acting talent, his experience, he might be able to pull it off, he thinks. Well, a patient comes in and he's got to give him a shot, which he does.
Doctor, he seems to be getting worse.
However, he had no idea what he was doing, and he gave him a shot of adrenaline, which isn't what this guy was supposed to get.
Stealing through my body. Himself? When? I only saw him an hour ago.
She found the body.
Why
He hasn't
didn't
hidden it
call
yet.
the police?
No, not the police. I was to bring him back to life.
When you bring your assistant back to life, his mind will do as you direct. You can do the same to Buckley.
I believe that's the wife of the guy he just shot up with adrenaline. Now, there's a neighbor next door who has cats, and he just poked the eye out of the cat.
Oh, great. But the gleam is gone.
And yep, he's just eating the cat's eye. After his little snack, he finally gets around to hiding the doctor's body. And here we get some education. This is Goof, that next-door neighbor, cat breeder.
That rats breed faster than cats. And cat skins makes good fur. Cats eat rats. And rats eat raw meat.
Here's a bunch of ladies walking around in lingerie.
Maybe we could sandwich him in.
The woman in the machine in the background there is the wife of the vaudevillian.
Instead of what they thought it was. Well, it sure was soft, all right. But would it be soft to land on 42 grand? Yeah, but listen, after he turned it in, people made such a fuss over him that he went nutty. Thought he was the almightiest person. So that's what being honest gets you. A nice, soft, padded cell in the bug house. My kookaraa.
Our fake doctor's getting a little paranoid.
She murdered me. That's what she wants to do. I must get rid of her.
He gets Mrs. Buckley.
Jabbing this in her arm.
He wants her to fight his wife when she shows up.
It sounds all right. Except the fact she's crazy.
Help me take this woman downstairs.
And he tells his wife that the other woman's crazy.
Then you take care of her till I get help.
Well, how about me getting the help?
So he basically sets the women loose on each other in the basement. And an early catfight ensues. Now Goof the Catman saw some craziness going on, so he called the cops.
I got orders to search this place and take everyone in it down to headquarters for questioning.
The women stop fighting. The doctor's taken into custody, fake doctor. They find his brick wall. They find the body, which has a cat crawling on it. Because why not?
A really good impersonation. My little shot. My supreme impersonation.
Alright, let's talk about 1934's Maniac, which apparently, according to this box, was based on a true story by Edgar Allan Poe, or a story by Edgar Allan Poe. I have my doubts about that. Boy, this movie, it's batshit crazy is what it is. Around this time period in the 30s, they made a lot of quote-unquote educational films. Like Reefer Madness was another one. I think Marijuana was another one as well, where they try to educate you about the evils of certain things, or just educate you, and then they show those things played out, like what will happen. And they were all kind of bad or just nuts, and so is this one. The plot here, first of all, it's a 51-minute movie, not even, so it's very quick. But the plot here is a guy, a mad scientist who wants to reanimate the dead, which is, a pretty common theme throughout horror movies, starting with Frankenstein, really. And he wants to raise the dead, so he has a helper. His helper is apparently an ex-vaudevillian, an actor or whatever, so he's a good impersonator. So the doctor thinks with his impersonator skills, he might be able to pretend he's a coroner or whatever, get a hold of a body. I don't know. But anyway, at one point, I guess he's got to go get a heart as well, and he fails to do that. So the doctor gives him a gun and says, "Here, you shoot yourself, kill yourself. I'll take your heart. I'll put it in this body. I'll bring you back to life. You'll be alive again." No. The vaudevillian guy decides to shoot the doctor, which, of course, who wouldn't at that point? But then the vaudevillian guy, rather than call the police or whatever else, because he was arguing earlier saying this is unnatural, you shouldn't be doing this. But rather than call the police, he decides, you know what? Why don't I just hide the body and pretend to be the doctor? I can be the scientist. And that's what he does. He bricks up the guy, turns himself into a scientist, gets a long beard, fake beard. Then he starts working on patients. This guy comes in, I don't know what his problem was, but the doctor injected him with something which apparently was adrenaline, which made him go crazy. He went out and attacked a woman, ripped her clothes off. By the way, we see some boobies in this movie, a couple pair. You wouldn't expect that in 1934, but we did. Ultimately, there's a guy next door named Goof who breeds cats. He's got a few screws loose too, but he's got this cat, does our doctor, our fake doctor, and he squeezes its head and his eye pops out. Then he takes the eyeball and pops it in his mouth and eats it, just like Ralphus did in Bloodsucking Freaks. I wasn't expecting that, so that took me by surprise. Apparently that cat had only one eye, and they put a glass eye in there so to make it look like that's how they filmed that. But holy shit. Ultimately, his wife decides to show up, and then he sets his wife against the wife of the guy who he adrenalized, makes them fight in the basement like a cat fight. He wanted them to stab each other, kill each other. the Goof, the name of the breeder next door, the cat breeder, calls the cops. Cops come in and they search the place. They stop the fight in the basement. They find the body in the wall. And then they take the doctor off to the nut house or the jail or whatever. Our last scene is him behind bars saying what a great impersonator he is. Quite a film, right? Again, 51 minutes long. It goes by pretty quickly, but it's pretty freaking entertaining for 51 minutes. Again, it is crazy. It's batshit crazy. It's one of those movies that I think may get riffed on like Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, it's not a good movie by any means, but it's pretty entertaining, and that's really all I asked for in a film, right? So, again, a couple of brief nude scenes in there which will catch you by surprise. I'm pretty sure this movie's in a public domain. My copy is not very good. I've seen some pictures online of some better versions out there, so maybe somebody cleaned this up and released it. I don't know, but it's quite a film. So anyway, check it out. I'll leave a link down below if you're looking to get it. It's fun. It's worth a view. I wouldn't be surprised it's streaming on YouTube too, because a lot of these public domain movies are. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it and watch it. Maniac. Bye. Leave some comments.